Hey everyone, it's Heidi again, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about Veterans Affairs Canada, abbreviation VAC, VAC. So I hope all members RCMP have applied and have started VAC. If you haven't, then let me walk you through that. So Veterans Affairs Canada, it's one of our benefits that we get. So when we have any injury, work-related, or illness, we can apply for an extra benefit there financially. So how to do that? You're going to go to my VAC account. So I would just go to Google, literally type in my VAC account, and then you're going to create a login. From there, once you're in, you're going to go to applications and forms. And then you're going to select what can I apply for? Maybe it's your first time doing that. And it will kind of do some questions step by step, and we'll take you kind of through a list of things there. Or if you already know what you might want to apply for, go to forms. And in there, select application for disability benefits, and it's in brackets, pain and suffering compensation / disability pension. And it's referred to as the abbreviation form PEN 923. If it's your first time ever applying for VAC, you're going to need to have proof of identity, your service period. So the first time you started with the RCMP, maybe you're still serving, which is a selection, or whatever your end date is if you've retired. You're going to put in there if you have a spouse or a common law, dependents, any medical conditions, and contact information for your medical professionals. It is important to put in there if you have a spouse in a common law or dependents, because they too, once you receive, I think once you hit a certain percentage allotment, can receive benefit payment as well. So it's good for you to share that information with them. It will ask you for your profile answers when you start going through that. So once you're in that form, of the disability benefit, pain and suffering compensation, you're going to answer some questions like your service, your marital status, the dependents, if you are a VAC employee, I'm not, no, and then what your condition is. And then it says, is it related to your service, the injury or illness? Yes. If this happened at work, that's why we're applying for VAC. Yes, it is. So some examples, you can apply for hearing loss, tinnitus, dental issues such as bruxism. Do you grind your teeth, maybe chipped away at your teeth? Stomach issues, any kind of bowel issues, IBS, neck and shoulder pain, maybe you tore a rotator cuff, injured your neck at work, maybe in an accident, maybe in a fight. Hip pain. Oh my goodness, what officer doesn't have hip pain? The way that our duty belts sit with the gun belt, it's so heavy. Working on your MDTs on the side, man, that right hip takes such a beating. Knee, the weight of all of it, the vest, the belts, everything can cause that. Your ankles, your feet, PTSD. If you don't know you have PTSD, yeah, you should probably go see a psychologist. Use this as your PSA. I couldn't probably name a police officer that I think did not have PTSD. The amount of trauma that we see every single day is astronomical. Pretty much our work day is somebody else's nightmare every day. That's why they're calling the police. And it takes some time to realize what you have seen over the years and the trauma that it's actually causing you or your family. Anxiety. Do you have anxiety? Your heart beats fast, or you get really anxious, certain tone alerts, maybe they're imprinted in your brain and you can't sleep. Depression. Depression and anxiety can all be related as well to PTSD. IBS can be related to PTSD. Any type of injury that you've ever had or illness resulting at work, you can apply for. And then once you've filled it all out, it's going to ask you to describe the illness and then how it affects your life. They'll send you out a list of questionnaires. So I actually have one here because I'm actually doing where I've already applied for the injury, and then I'm going back because I think the percentage is lower. So we'll talk about percentage if this doesn't make sense to you, but they'll ask you to fill out a form like what it is regarding, and this is all can be done online, and VAC does email you the forms as well. And then there's forms to go into your doctor, but the ones that you will fill out, it's a lifestyle questionnaire. So some things might be, I can do my household activities, prepare meals, do basic household maintenance. Yes, yes, with adaptions or assistance, or no, and then comment as to what it is. I can use public transportation, I can drive, I'm able to do my regular occupation, I can effectively participate in my usual and accustomed recreation and community activities. I'm able to maintain my usual day-to-day family responsibilities, including social outings. You're going to write worst case scenarios. So like maybe today you're fine, but every other day or every however many times a week, you're not. So let's talk about that. Again, we're so bad with writing about our feelings, I feel like police officers, but you really need to like dig deep in that. And then it says, if you've answered no to any of the previous statements, or you have any additional comments, please provide that. Now you're gonna go talk about your injury. How does it affect you every single day? And then it says, are there any changes in your activities due entirely, are the changes in your activities due entirely to your claim or entitled condition? So yes, here's how it affects how I live my daily life. Then there's going to be a medical questionnaire that you take into your doctor for your doctors to fill out. And Veterans Affairs does pay your doctors to complete those forms. So that if they have a fee, don't worry about that. It is covered by Veterans Affairs. They can email that or mail it, I think is how they have to do it, directly to Veterans Affairs. They can totally do that. But what I always ask for is a copy of that. I find a lot of things get lost. Whether it's through VAC didn't receive it, maybe their office got busy, who knows. I don't want any of that information being lost, so I always ask for a copy, and then I kind of keep my own records of my Veterans Affairs. And then what I do, so even if the doctor's office is going to mail those forms, I actually upload them personally on VAC. I will use Doc Scan on my phone. It literally scans, so you're taking a picture and you can scan your documents. And then I'll go to my Veterans Affairs site, log in, and then it has a spot there for like uploads, and I will upload my own documents so that Veterans Affairs has them right away. So the time that you apply, and that when I say apply, it doesn't mean that your doctor's filled out the forms, but you've said, here's a condition I have, and you're working towards completing the documents they require to get that, is the date that they register it. And so from there, it might take 6 months, a year for everything to get completed, but you get backdated money from the original time that you applied. And so percentages, I feel like there is a spot where you can look up and write to your injuries and stuff like that. And it shows kind of like the percentages of it. But I think it's done on a scale. So it's not like every single time they add a percentage, I think your pay goes up. I think you have to hit certain percentages, whether it be like 30 to 70, I don't know, to 80 to 90, whatever. There are members that are still working that are 100% with VAC, and they're getting like $5,000 a month. That probably includes I'm guessing their spousal and dependents, and then they can apply for a special allowance once you've reached 100% at VAC, where they might get extra money for like clothing and stuff like that. So just remember that, like, you should be applying for Veterans Affairs. Other members you're working for are, and it's tax-free. They'll even write you a letter, like if you want to get a mortgage or something like that, you can actually apply on there. You'll get it within like almost like 24, 48 hours, where they say like, here's some extra money they receive monthly, tax-free. I say it's for life. I actually don't know if it has a cutoff. I do know, I think when your kids, maybe when they're 18, it stops for each child. But I don't know exactly when it ends. Maybe someone can comment on here, but it's for a substantial amount of time. And the percentages. So PTSD, okay, so if you apply and VAC will award you a percentage if they agree, like, yes, this occurred at work. It's also important when you have an injury at work that you document it. You fill out a form to say, here's what happened at work, because you can then submit those forms on a workplace injury to show to Veterans Affairs what happened and prove that this actually happened at work. So that's really important. I just wanted to mention that really quick. But so they'll award you a percentage. And so here's kind of like my question was, no one ever really talks about percentage. So I'm going to share with you guys. I have PTSD. I can talk to you guys maybe about that on a different video, but I was awarded a percentage while I was still working, and it's 30%. And I just was like, oh, that seems good. I don't know. And you actually have 6 months, which no one told me that, but you have 6 months to where you can ask for it to be looked at again. And you can ask like the advocacy, there's a bureau advocacy even to help you. And for them to look at to get the number up. My understanding is things with like PTSD, I think if you have any kind of like dependency issues and stuff like that, they try and get your awards done pretty quickly. And in order for that to do that, I've been told that you usually get a lower number. Anyways, through talking to members, I learned that that was actually really low, my percentage, and I did not know that. So I am now in the process of having everything reevaluated. There are members who are still working whose percentages of PTSD are like 50, 60% or higher. I am not working. Currently, I'm retired, and obviously PTSD had a lot to do with that. So therefore, I feel like I should be compensated for that. Anyways, wanted to mention that percentages. You might get like a 3% or a 5% on like a hip or a shoulder, but make sure you write to the worst case so that you can get those evaluated higher. And you can use the bureau advocacy to help you if you need to fight on a percentage, or if you got denied a claim, that they can assist you, and that is all free. So I just wanted to share that with all you guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave it below, and I will do my best to answer anything else. But please, if you haven't started VAC, go and do that. It is money you are leaving on the table that other people are probably collecting.